plantar fasciitis. Explain what that is and how it develops.
There is a lot of research and talk that plantar fasciitis is an evolutionary mismatch disease. So basically what that means is that it doesn't make sense. We have evolved to have a very strong foot. Why are there so many of us that have this diagnosis of heel pain? We talked earlier about how muscle function supports the plantar fascia, so that when you have weak feet, the loads have to go somewhere. So plantar fasciitis, or an acute diagnosis, they will say it could be inflammatory at the heel. Plantar fasciopathy, or when it's more chronic, can be more of a repetitive, degenerative type of diagnosis based on weak feet. But I think when we talk about treatment for this, whether it's acute or chronic, most people that have plantar fasciopathy or heel pain will have had it for long periods of time. The ones that have it acutely, that pain goes away. But there are patients that have this for long periods of time. If you were to Google, what should I do for my plantar fasciitis? You're going to see ice on there. You're going to see, put some water in a water bottle and stick it in the freezer, and then roll the bottom of your foot with your ice bottle. Okay. We know that's not going to be the solution. It might be, acutely, it might make you feel a little bit better. They might say, stretch your calves. Definitely you'll see, get a foot orthosis, right? To take loads off of the fascia, and definitely get super, super cushy footwear. Now, acutely, go do all those things because it's an acute diagnosis. You want to deload when something is acute. But you cannot deload forever. So there was a cool study looking at, the cohort was small. There were 20 people. And these were recreational runners with heel pain. And what they had them do was, for 6 weeks, run barefoot on grass for 15 minutes a couple times a week. Now, for someone who's had heel pain, they're going to be like, there is no way I'm doing that. I need my orthotic. I need my cushion. It's basically, they did the exact opposite of what we've been told to do, which is run barefoot, which puts more load through the plantar fascia, puts more load through the foot. 6 weeks of doing that, 19 out of 20 of them had decreased symptoms. 12 weeks later, same conversation. Now, I know there were people that said, well, there's only 20 people in the study. I don't care. What we should be saying there is, hey, maybe we should rethink this. Maybe we should think about, what if we started slowly implementing load into the foot with patients with heel pain rather than deloading all the time? And so that's where I think we really, we're kind of missing the boat when we're treating these patients. I think that initially, yes, a lot of research, foot orthoses can be beneficial. You better have an exit strategy. You better have a strategy on getting that foot stronger. You have to be able to produce power. And, the other thing with heel pain too is it's never just a foot problem. So if you have chronic heel pain, make sure you are finding someone who's assessing your entire body. What is your knee doing? What is your hip doing? How are these motions affecting your foot?
All right, last one. You've mentioned you have a neuroma.
Yes.
What is that and what causes it?
Ooh, these are tough. A neuroma is an irritation. So in between the toes, okay, we have nerves that sit in between the toes. And what can happen is one of those nerves can get irritated. And the body's response to that is it can form this kind of sheath around the nerve. So it's like it look like a little ball, if you will. And the problem with that is every time you go to walk and push off, you will have pain at the ball of your foot. And I can tell you, it is very painful. It will feel like your foot's broken because you're basically stepping on this nerve every time you propel forward. Once the neuroma is formed, they're your friend for life. But they do not have to stay symptomatic. How does that happen? Well, very similar conversation with plantar fasciitis. In the initial stages of neuroma pain, you have to deload. You want to take pressure off of the ball of the foot so that things can settle down. This is a perfect time to implement your shoe that has the toe spring, for example, or the shoe that has the rocker, right? Because it's going to facilitate my gait. It's going to help me. I have a pair of recovery sandals in my garage right now that when my neuroma starts talking to me, I will wear. It's called a recovery sandal for a reason. It's recovering, right? It's taking loads out of your foot. It should be easier to walk. You can't wear a recovery sandal forever. So as this foot, the neuroma, the inflammation is starting to settle down, we're working on things to improve the function of the foot. You're working on your ankle mobility. Tight calves, restricted ankle motion will put too quick and too fast load through the forefoot. My heel's going to come up too quickly. So you want to slow that down. Stretch your calves, mobilize your ankles. The other reason why we start to get these diagnoses in the forefoot, neuromas, stress fractures, what have you, is because the forefoot is unstable. If I go to push off on toes that are squeezed together, that are very weak, I have an instability at my forefoot. So of course things are going to get compressed. Of course I'm going to have nerve pain. Of course I could potentially have stress fractures. So the other part of that treatment for neuromas is how much splay can I get out of my toes? How much strength can I produce at push-off? And so those are all the things we will work on. The other option for treating neuromas is surgical. So what they'll do is some will want to cut the deep transverse metatarsal ligament. So that's the ligament that runs across the forefoot here. Okay. And if I had the neuroma in between toes 3 and 4, for example, and I cut that ligament, it basically gives the nerve room to breathe. Okay. People will be like, yeah, that sounds great. And it'll feel good for a little bit. But keep this in mind. You've just disrupted a ligament that stabilizes the front of your foot. You're going to pay the price for that down the road. So, that's when you'll see patients that have had a neuroma surgery. And then a couple years later, they'll have had this surgery. And then it's boom, 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 surgery after surgery. And then, those are very different conversations. So for those of you who have neuromas, hang tight. They do get better. It just takes time, like 3 to 6 months time. So just get in the right type of footwear, start working on these things, and that pain will go away. You just have to be a little patient.
Since you made it to the end of this clip, I know you're going to love the full episode. Click here to watch. I'll see you over there.
The reason I got into this work was because of all the foot pain that I've had. And I'm working real hard, Jesse. I'm working real hard to get this information out there because it changes people's lives. If you go look at all the popular footwear now, it's like a pillow party.